Alright, so let's see. We have mallet. Oh, that's right. We saw into the mountains, so we need to go there. Are you in a hurry to return to London, Professor Moore? No, let's keep going. Okay, that's right. We gotta go this way. Alright, so we're gonna go to the camp. Looters. Excuse me. Parasites who feed off the works of others. They probably followed Professor Bennett's movements and stole the Scarlet Stone. If that's the case, where is the professor? Where are they? They might be getting rid of him right now. I beg your pardon, but aren't you being a bit paranoid? You don't know this profession. These looters are ruthless. They may simply be archaeologists. Just like you. Look at this box. It has a huge lock. What archaeologist so jealously guards a simple box? I bet the Scarlet Stone is inside. Or his work tools. We must be alert. These people are dangerous. Alright, time to look around. This is the source of the glints I saw from afar. There are a couple of books on Scottish sites. There's also an old lamp that would have been useful to light up the cave. Can we take this stuff? The artifact is in that box. I know it. We shouldn't loot people's belongings. Do you know what irks a looter the most? Being looted themselves. Alright, fine. I only see a sleeping bag. There's just the one. If I were you, I wouldn't trust it. They usually don't work alone. Alright, he is very, very, suspicious. It's still smoldering. They can't be far. Chain and a lock prevent the box from being opened. I have a feeling about this. Scarlet Stone is in there. I don't understand why you believe that. I recall you saying no one knows the artifact's location. You were careful not to give any clues in the article you wrote, right? Indeed. I don't know how it could have happened, but these looters know. Alright, well, I got this hammer. That's it. Break that lock. Hey! I don't know who this is. What are you doing? What does that box contain? Excavation material? He's lying. If that's the case, why keep it under lock and key? So people like you won't steal it from me. Who are you? No. Who are you? My name is John Price. Hey, Gabby. I think I'm winning. Please excuse my companion. He can be a bit impulsive. Just a bit? My name is Patrick Moore, and this gentleman is Oscar Koenig. We are looking for Professor Silas Bennett. Oscar Koenig? You were Professor Bennett's assistant. Do you know him? Do you know where he is? This smells fishy, Mr. Moore. What have you done with him, Price? Me? Nothing. We collaborated in the search for the Scarlet Stone. Collaborated? Mr. Moore, don't believe a word this man says. The professor would not collaborate with a looter. I am not a looter. Please calm down, Mr. Koenig. I met your mentor here in Iriswell. His search for the artifact was fruitless. He wasn't digging in the right place. I have precise data on where the Scarlet Stone might be, and he agreed to share the discovery with me. That's all. How do you know the Scarlet Stone is in Eriswell? Well, no matter how hard you tried to conceal it in the article, the references were very obvious. The professor admitted that an expert reading that article could have located the place with no problem, as it was in my case. Where is the professor? Your friend believed the artifact was buried in the Cromlech, on the coast. That's because he hadn't read Marley's in her chronicles. The text does not mention Eriswell, but rather the hidden Cromlech of the Black Forest. When I finally read your article, I could pinpoint the exact location. That's why I'm here. Is the professor in that Cromlech? Well, he set off yesterday to locate it. I told him to wait, but he wouldn't listen. Come with me. See that mountain? On its slope lies what Marley's call the Black Forest. When the Order of the Eternal Wind was persecuted by the Presbyterian Church, they decided to hide in that place. They erased all traces of themselves, hence the coastal Cromlech doesn't show their characteristic runes. According to the chronicles, they erected a new Cromlech to hide the artifact and dedicate their lives to its protection. The professor and I decided to locate that Cromlech, but the Black Forest is a labyrinthine place. These days, there's a lot of fog there. I told him to wait a few days until it cleared, but he ignored me. Did he go there alone? Yes, yesterday. He hasn't returned since. I fear something may have happened to him. And you haven't gone to look for him? That's my intention. But as I mentioned, the fog condensation in that place is high. I'd practically be going blind, just like Professor Bennett is. I think we should go look for him. What do you think, Oscar? Well, seems like that's a yes. Haven't you been listening? Unless the fog clears, your search will be in vain. Why not wait until tomorrow? The fog is slowly dissipating. Perhaps after tonight, the weather will be more suitable to search for the professor. We cannot wait that long. He's been lost there for a day, probably disoriented and showing signs of hyperthermia. I don't know what else to say to dissuade you from venturing into the forest. Do as you wish. I'll stay here. I may have to rescue you tomorrow as well. And, be very careful. Yesterday afternoon, I heard, I don't know how to explain this. You'll think I'm crazy. What did you hear? It happened a few hours after the professor ventured into the forest. I could say it was a sound produced by the elements. You know, the wind. But no, my workplace is nature. There is no sound in it that resembles what I heard. And until you appeared, there was no human in Eriswell apart from that grumpy lookout. Forget it. Maybe my concern for Professor Bennett played tricks on my mind. I don't think this man is in his right mind. Or maybe it's difficult for him to describe what he heard without us thinking he's crazy, as you're doing. Do you trust this man? He hasn't given us any reason not to. He has been cooperative. His account is solid, and he seems concerned about our friend the professor. Don't be so naive, Mr. Moore. Are you sure you don't want to come with us to the Black Forest? It would be reckless of me. And of you. Take care, will you? We will do so. Alright, yes, there is a lot of reading. We're almost done with it. Hey, Trevor. And BB10, stop calling everybody Bob. Yay! Thanks for the sub. I don't know what he heard. But we're going over there. Ooh, the Black Forest. I got an achievement. I know, a sub. Hopefully I can get a payout soon. I feel like I'm due for one. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's a freaking... Ah, frick. It's a maze! We've lost our way, haven't we? So it seems. And the fog is getting thicker. I miss that game, Gabby. That was such a good game. They need to make more games like that. I do. I think... Oscar? Oscar! Damn it. Uh-oh. A spiral. Oscar mentioned that the Order of the Eternal Wind used this symbol. I suppose the cromlech we are out looking for is not far off. Yeah. Hey, Matt Newey. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh well. Continue getting lost, I guess. More rocks with spirals. I think I'm getting closer to the cromlech. Uh-oh. Hell is that? Sounds like a ship horn. What was that? What? God. Professor Bennett. What happened?
Run. Run away from here.
I've come to rescue you. And that's what I'm going to do.
I'm already dead. Bryce. John. Bryce.
Yes?
He betrayed me. He left me at the mercy of them. Don't let...
Oh no. Someone is coming. He's dead, my lord. It didn't matter. We know he couldn't have had stolen the key of the stars. I don't know how to do these accents. We must find his accomplices. Accomplices! The old man from the lighthouse meet know something. Make him talk, brother. Aye, my lord. Deed, brothers. We have been over... Oh, wait, I don't know. We've been over-trusting in the task entrusted to us centuries ago. We underestimated the pagans, but dinna worry. The key of the stars will return Teor homes, and those who have stolen it will pay with the most painful of debts. Search every corner of this forest. Scour the coast. Find which belongs to us and shed the blood of the looters. Go, brothers. Show me mercy. I don't know what accent it is, but it's something. I must find Oscar and get out of this place. None of this is worth finding that cursed artifact. Oh, I'm lost, you guys. I don't know. We're going down this way. Ow, why is my hand cramping up? It's cramping up because I'm gonna be smacking BB-10. Stop it! Ugh. Hand cramp. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They after me. I'm gonna die. The fog here is less dense. I must be near the forest's exit. Oscar! Oh no! Run! Yes! I recognize this path. It's the way out of the forest. Oh no! Man, they speed walking after me. Where do we go? Lighthouse. Oh no! Shit! Hey! Well. I like how you walk into an area, see a guy, and he just walks right out. Alright, let's go to the Cromlech. Nope. See ya. I guess. Do I go to the camp? There's only so many places I can go. Okay, nobody's here. Okay. You deceitful scoundrel. The Scarlet Stone has been here all this time. That doesn't look scarlet to me. I have to get out of this cursed place. Not so fast, Mr. Moore. Please leave it where you found it. I think you owe me more than an explanation, Mr. Price. What do you expect me to say? I'm surprised to see you alive. You sent us to the Black Forest knowing that the Order of the Eternal Wind was there. You wanted to get rid of us. I was about to leave this place when you showed up. This is a competitive business, Mr. Moore. I didn't want to leave any loose ends. Oscar was right. You were nothing but a looter. Oh yes, your partner. He's dead. Well, that was the idea. You're insane. I'm just a businessman. What did you do to Professor Bennett? His last words were an accusation against you. He said you betrayed him. We unearthed the Scarlet Stone from the Cromlech in the forest. At that moment, the Order of the Eternal Wind appeared to hunt us down. I wanted to buy some time. So I snatched the artifact and smashed the old man's legs to delay our pursuers. That way I managed to escape unscathed from that hellish place. I know what you're thinking, Mr. Moore. And let me tell you that, no, I feel no remorse. There is an esoteric order that will pay me enough for that artifact to clear my conscience. Excuse me for not telling you their name. You have been so lucky in escaping those descendants of the Druids that perhaps fortune will continue to smile on you and allow you to escape from me as well. Although I very much doubt that will happen. Oh boy, you gotta come after me too. What am I gonna do? I'm going to meet the same fate as the professor, aren't I? I have no choice, Mr. Moore. You know too much, and I cannot risk you compromising me. I won't make it easy for you, you know. Oh, come on. Don't take this the wrong way, but you are nothing but a flimsy bookworm. The fencing and boxing you practice as a student won't save you from me. I've been in a few wars and was a mercenary before getting into this lucrative business. Do me a favor and hand over the artifact. It'll be a dignified death, not the humiliating one you seem determined to have. This artifact does not belong to you. You obtained it by getting blood on your hands. You're right. But The end justifies the means. Give it to me. Let's end this once and for all.
Give me the damned artifact!
You'll have to pry it from my...
Do not resist, Mr. Moore. If you resist, it will be more painful.
Do you want the artifact?
Yes, damn it!
I have something else for you, you damned maniac! Ah, McQuarrie back already, are ya? And then? Nothing, sir. We've scoured the entire coast by the places pointed out by Mr. Moore. There's nae a trace of a camp, nor did we find a thing in that cave. But let's recap, Mr. Moore. According to your story, you've killed a man named Price, aye? In self-defense, yes. All that after escaping from a druid cult thought to be extinct. This cult allegedly murdered an archaeologist and his assistant. I know how it sounds, but... And the leader of this cult wore a deer skull upon his shoulders. You don't believe me, do you? Would I incriminate myself in a crime for sheer pleasure? Come on, enunciate. Sheer pleasure. I'm telling you the truth. You can ask the lighthouse keeper. We talked to him. He is aware of that cult. Them. That's what he called them. The old Brody? Nah, he's not a very reliable witness if you ask me. He once called us because he found a mermaid on the coast. When we got to the building, there was no sign of it. He said he returned it to the sea. The loneliness and lack of contact with civilization makes him seek attention that way. Any other witness to your story besides a solitary old madman, Mr. Moore? What about the cromlech in the forest? Have you been there? Listen carefully, Mr. Moore. As far as I'm concerned, you have two options. The first benefits us both. If you indeed killed this Price, all done. The quarry and the lads found no evidence. So there's no case. Just go back to London and enjoy your perfect crime. Second option. But the second option is no in your favor. Not in your favor, oh well. Hey, Sam. Because I think you're not but a fanciful tourist wasting our time. I've just mobilized all my forces for naught. I believe you're mocking the Scottish police. And that, my friend, could land you a nice stint behind bars. So I'll be kind to give you the choice to take a train and head back to England. If I see you here again, I'll lock you up until you rot. How does that sound? Listen, sir. I didn't want to hear another word from you. McQuarrie, accompany Mr. Moore to the exit. It won't be necessary. Know that you are making a mistake. Oh, just get out of here already, damn it! Bloody English. Murdering cult in Eriswell. And he said it was full conviction. Forget it, Sergeant. That fellow likely also believes in ghosts. He does, for reals. Hello? No one seems to be here. And it's quite dark. The box of revelations is nearly complete. I should assemble... It has been a delightful evening. Your success is to be celebrated, Sir Arthur. How did you find Bertolini's specialty? Excellent. Although I believe he may have been a bit heavy-handed with the pepper. Oh, yes. I shall convey your feedback to Bertolini. I am full. Where I've been, they served only soup, and I suspect it was made with mop water. Professor? Patrick! You've returned! Oh, Patrick! It's a pleasure to see you. Did you find the artifact? What? You've returned? Found the artifact? Is that the extent of your greeting? Damn it! I was worried about you! Where on earth have you been? Ah, yeah, that. It is a long story. For God's sake! Are you going to share it? If you insist. However, I believe Mr. Conan Doyle might do a better job at storytelling than I. He has a knack for it. Did you know he writes stories? Yes, I am aware. He's the author of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock who? If I may, Professor. What? I believe Mr. Moore deserves to know your whereabouts during this time. Ah, yes. He's quite an inquisitive young man. As you may recall, I took it upon myself to investigate the professor's whereabouts while you were off in Scotland. Allow me to recount the events. It seemed like the earth had swallowed up our friend. All I knew for certain was that his disappearance was connected to the money my order provided for the machine's construction. So the logical thing to do was to get to the root of the problem by starting from the beginning. I knew who to talk to and where to go. I couldn't get lost. I think I'm lost. Oh, I get to play through this. I'm not thirsty. Locked. It's too late for classes to be open. Biology. I need to find the dean first and talk about the money Professor Ward misappropriated. I sense that is the key to this whole affair. Pharmacology. Excuse me, lad. Can you tell me where I can find the dean? Oh, no, sir. I need to talk to him, but he's not in his office. Thank you very much. I don't know. Excuse me, lad. Can you tell me where I can find the dean? Do you think I'm his secretary? What a temper. Excuse me, lad. Yeah? Can you tell me where I can find the dean? Oh, yes, of course. He should be in the common room right now. Go to the end of this hallway and, oh, look, here he comes. Thank you very much, young man. Pleasure, sir. Good evening, sir. Dean Henry Carter. A pleasure. Delighted. My name is, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, I know. I attended one of your lectures last September. Mediums. Contact with the Beyond. It was a very interesting evening. Ah, you're a believer. Of course. I've even written some books on the subject. Fascinating. What brings you to this university, Mr. Conan Doyle? Well, I'm trying to solve a mystery. It's about a mutual friend, Nelson Ward. I know it's uncommon. It's common knowledge. I know it's common knowledge what the professor has done, but I'm afraid I must keep that information to myself at the express wish of the rector. and I'm afraid you should share that information since I'm part of this whole affair.
What do you mean?
That money that Professor Ward supposedly misappropriated belongs to me. Well, more precisely, it belongs to my order, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
But it was an anonymous donation.
Exactly. My order is characterized, among other things, by discretion. And I would go even further. That money was intended solely and exclusively for Professor Ward's personal use. However, he insisted that the amount be deposited into the university's account. He only wanted a portion of it to be allocated to his metaphysical research department. And as far as I'm concerned, I've got every right to know all the details of this matter. As for the professor, it was his money. No one can accuse him of stealing anything.
If that's the case, I suppose you're right.
Well then, may I ask you a few questions?
Oh, yes, of course.
Did Professor Ward have any enemies?
I'm not aware of any. He may have had some disagreements with other members of the university staff, like the rector, but that does not make them his enemies.
Well, shall we rule out the rector then?
Oh, yes, please. I shouldn't have mentioned him at all. The rector is no adversary in this sorry game.
Has the alleged theft been reported to the authorities?
No.
What's the reason for that?
I don't want a scandal over this issue. Unfortunately, word has already spread. But if we had filed a report, I bet anything the newspapers would have picked it up. And that would be a disgrace for this university. A professor stealing money from donations. As I said, it would be a scandal.
Did the professor have any debts?
Debts? Like what debts?
I'm thinking that money could have been used to pay off a debt. His disappearance could be linked to this fact. Suppose he made deals he shouldn't have. Maybe his creditor collected more than just the money owed. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. Nelson was a very austere person. He made a good living as a professor at this university. If he had any debt, he could pay it off with his own money.
So, the professor was a very austere person.
Very austere. He hardly valued money.
So it surprises me greatly that he committed this crime. I remind you that the professor belonged to the money belonged to the professor.
Yes, you already mentioned that. In any case, I was telling you how little importance he gave to money. For example, he could live in any neighborhood in the city. His financial situation allowed it. But he chose to rent a humble room at number 14 Dorset Street, in the West End. He's a person who has never needed luxuries.
Interesting. Reading audiobooks? Well, I don't know. I guess I could try. What do you mean tonight? And thanks, guys. I try to at least to be entertaining for you guys. Do you have any idea where the professor might be?
I wish I did. Nelson is my friend, Sir Arthur. What I want most in the world right now is for him to reappear and clarify this whole matter, especially as rumors are already beginning to spread that are not to my liking.
What kind of rumors?
It's said that he used the money to run away with the medium Beatrice Shaw and start a new life together.
Beatrice Shaw is his childhood friend. And she's also looking for him, by the way.
If you say so. But Miss Shaw doesn't have a good reputation. She's a fake medium.
She deceives people with her supposed contact with the dead. Believe me when I tell you that Miss Shaw has nothing to do with Professor Ward's disappearance. I would stake my life on it.
I don't know.
Oh.
She may have an ace up her sleeve.
I believe that's all the questions I have for you, Dean Carter.
It's been a pleasure conversing with you, even if it's about such an unpleasant matter.
The pleasure is mine, sir. Good night. Oh, of course I would say Sluis. I can't not say Sluis.
Conversation with Dean Henry Carter was quite fruitful. Among other things, it reminded me of a logical place to continue investigating. His residence on Dorset Street. I knew, Mr. Moore, that you had already searched your mentor's room. But as the saying goes, for I see more than two. I also found it striking that Professor Ward's alleged theft of the money had not been reported to avoid a scandal. But what caught my attention the most is that you, his closest associates, had not reported his disappearance to the police. Take no offense, but there was a better chance of success relying on them than only a university professor, a medium, and a writer. I had a good relationship with Scotland Yard, so it seemed like a good place to continue my investigation.
Oh boy. More places. I thought it was close to being done with this. Don't worry, I actually picked up a few games that looks like it has a lot of reading in it, so I can continue to... Wait, that new one from Cooking Companions. I gotta stream that for you guys. That horror visual novel. And then, there's something else. I can't remember. Or maybe it's in my... Maybe it's in my cart, because I'm gonna buy it soon. Yes, Lewis. Yes, Lewis. Alright, let's go to Scotland Yard first. I don't think I have any horror visual novels.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Sir Arthur Conan Doyle himself. Sergeant Collins? What do you want, Wilkins? Sir Arthur? The creator of Sherlock Holmes? The same, officer. Want to see something, Wilkins? What? You'll be surprised. Oi! Mallory! Come over here. Yes, Sergeant. Judging by Mallory's appearance, can you tell me where he's from, Sir Arthur? Oh dear. Let's see. With those typical features, I'd swear he's from the Sheffield area. However, the prominent forehead places him further south, a place where the Sheffield accent differs because of those pronounced S's. Eckington, right? Good heavens! It truly is Sherlock Holmes! How did you know? Easy. We usually bump into each other at the barber's. How's the family, Mallory? They're doing very well. Sam's got a job at a porter at King's Cross, and little Ralph refuses to continue studying. Thanks for asking, Sir Arthur. I don't know why I partake in this joke every time they have a new officer. Oh, still fun, just as funny as the first time, don't you think? You could go, Wilkins. By the way, you're lucky the chief is in his office. He wouldn't be too pleased to see you here. Anyway, what brings you here on this miserable night? Oh boy. I said it. I said the thing. Alright. I'm looking for a missing person. Who are we talking about? Professor Nelson Ward, in his 60s, gray-haired, with the height of... Nelson Ward. Mallory! Yes? Help jog my memory. Or correct me if I'm wrong. Remember the former chief forensic officer? His name was Ward, right? Ward. Nelson Ward. You are correct. He left the force to go into teaching. A good man. A bit eccentric, but very professional. Thanks, Mallory. So our former chief forensic officer has disappeared. We were not aware of that. No one has reported his disappearance. Well, it hasn't been reported, no. But his closest associates claim there's something strange about this whole affair. Professor Ward wouldn't vanish without a trace if there wasn't a compelling reason. Don't you worry. Nelson Ward was one of ours, and as far as I'm concerned, he still is. Mallory! Yes? Issue a search warrant for Professor Nelson Ward, and mobilize a few officers to take care of it. Now? Now. High priority. All our units are busy at the moment. Jones is with Horton, Meads, and Soulsby at the dock. Freed and Runkle are at the trails of Lewis Adams. Curses! You may be dismissed. Very sorry, Sir Arthur, but the search for the professor will have to wait until tomorrow.
No problem, Sergeant. Although I must inform you that I am conducting my own investigation into the matter.
I won't be the one to stand in your way. We could use a mind like yours. But be careful. I don't want the Chief finding out, okay?
Why is the Chief angry?
Because of your Sherlock Holmes stories. He thinks Lestrade is becoming increasingly useless, and that reflects poorly on Scotland Yard.
You shouldn't be upset about that. It's pure fiction. Lestrade is not incompetent. He is just a device I use to make Holmes appear more brilliant.
That's not how he sees it. He thinks you do it on purpose and doesn't want you consulting the police archives again for your stories. I'm fed up with Sherlock Holmes. He brings me nothing but trouble.
Regarding Professor Nelson Ward's disappearance,
do you have any leads?
None so far. I think I should be going.
This is your home. Come back whenever you want.
Oh boy. Newspaper clippings highlighting various successes of Scotland Yard.
The Chief puts them up himself. According to him, it boosts the morale of the officers.
The top poster is of Mary Ann Dyer, a nanny accused of murdering the babies in her care. Her whereabouts are unknown. The poster below shows a photograph of Gordon Adams, nicknamed the Angel of Death. I remember reading about him recently. He's a doctor who poisoned several patients with morphine.
We have a reliable lead that will help us locate him. It's just a matter of time.
Mallory seems to be looking for something in that drawer. I better let him look. Look? I don't know.
Leave our officers alone, Sir Arthur. We've misplaced a very important report, and we need to find it before dawn. You'll have to wait if you want to talk to the Chief. He's busy having Hornsby go in and out of the office to see if he comes across that damn report.
Oh, the distinctive custodian helmets. It's been more than 40 years since they replaced those horrors better suited to the army than a modern metropolitan police force. Alright, so I guess we go somewhere else now. Alright, Dorset Street. I think I need to find clues.
A shilling for this poor tramp.
Sorry, I don't have any loose change. Only bills.
Well, ain't that much better.
Who the hell is calling at this ungodly hour? People live here, damn it! And I'm paid to keep things quiet.
Sorry to disturb you at these hours, ma'am. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Oh, sir! Ain't that fancy? You want a room, Sir Arthur? This ain't no Savoy, but it'll keep you from freezing your arse off on this lousy night.
I appreciate it, but I'm not looking for accommodation. I just want to ask you a few questions.
Ah, questions. Wait, BB-10 called me a tramp? What? Hey, Matar. How you doing?
Can you spare a couple of minutes?
Would have preferred you to took a damn room, but fine. Shoot.
I'm trying to locate one of your tenants, Professor Nelson Ward.
still ain't turned up.
I'm afraid so.
Well, crap. Oh, I think I need to push BB-10 into a volcano. God, my chest gets, my chest, my lungs hurt when I do some of these voices. I need to stream an otome so that I don't have to do old people voices all the time and be like really deep gruff voices, because that hurts my lungs.
Can I search his room?
Been done already. This morning. By some fancy lad.
Mr. Patrick Moore. I work with him.
Really? Then tell him he owes me for a lamp.
Yes, I will. As for my question.
What question?
Can I search Professor Ward's room? Perhaps I can find something my colleague overlooked.
Now? Impossible. All the tenants are asleep. If they ain't already been woken up by your damn knocking.
I will not disturb them. I'll be as quiet as if I were in the London Library.
No, come back tomorrow.
It is a matter of great importance, ma'am.
Important as my tenants sleep? I've told you as much. Come back tomorrow. Dang it. But you love my old piece. Okay, that's fine if I do it like one character, but it's like half the characters in this game is old people voices.
Did Professor Ward receive any visitors?
None in all these years here.
Did you see him interact with anyone lately?
In what way? With a woman?
Or with a man?
With a man? Ain't that indecent?
What? No, don't misunderstand me. I meant if you saw him with suspicious company.
Until this morning when his pal came, figured he was a loner. You know what? I'm gonna kick your butt. I do not sound old. My normal voice doesn't sound old. You know what?
Who's messaging? Oh, BB-10, Los Lewis. Well, yes, Lewis. You're getting this, Lewis. Who's messaging? Alright. Enough of that. How long since you last saw him?
Last night, heard him go downstairs. I was in bed, but his footsteps were unmistakable. Went out to the street and ain't seen him since.
So you were the last person to see him?
Ain't seen him, heard him. But if anyone saw him that night, it was Rupert.
Who?
The beggar to your left. Always there, day and night.
I know he does it to put pressure on me. Pressures me to let him sleep here, you know?
But this is a business. Heard me, Rupert? A business. I hear voices.
So Rupert might be the last person to see Professor Ward.
Exactly. Unless he was passed out or drunk that night. Or both. Listening, you old hag. Oh my God. Any more questions, Sir Arthur?
No, I think that is all. Thank you very much for answering my questions. Your responses have been very helpful.
Pleasure. Sure you ain't got more questions?
Not at the moment.
Good. Save me from more damn knocking. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Yes. I would get some wines, but I don't know. Should I get some wines for tonight? I don't know. I'm out of chocolates.
Good night, sir.
Coming to give me that shilling.
Like I said, I'm unfortunately only carrying bills.
Oh, I see. Tossing a coin to a beggar eases the conscience. Tossing a bill, not so much.
I did not mean to offend you.
Forget it. What do you want?
It's about a tenant in this building. Professor Nelson Ward.
Yeah. The ghost guy.
I'm adding the coughs in.
A good man. Always gives me a shilling whenever he walks out that door. Not like you.
The landlady mentioned you were the last person to see Professor Ward. Is that right?
Saw him leave through that door last night and ain't seen him come back all day.
Did you talk to him? Did he say where he was headed?
Didn't exchange no words with him. Was half asleep in that alley when I saw him leave. Some bloke was waiting for him.
Interesting. Can you describe this bloke for me?
Didn't get a good look at his face. It was dark, and I was more asleep than awake. But I noticed he was missing an arm. That much I'm sure of.
Left or right arm?
Let me think. Saw him from the front, so... Must have been the left one, yeah. The left arm.
You sure about that?
Most certainly, sir. Oh, also remember he came up to me and said something like, what was it? Yeah. You ain't seen nothing. Understood?
So he threatened you?
Not exactly.
What do you mean?
His tone wasn't aggressive at all.
So he suggested that you don't say anything about what you saw that night?
Yeah, could be.
But all threats are overtly hostile. As far as I'm concerned, that sounds like a threat, through and through.
You reckon?
I am a writer. If a villain threatened my protagonist, they'd likely use those words. Let's continue. Did he seem uneasy or scared?
Who?
The professor.
No. Seemed pleased as punch that the bloke was with him. Actually, I'd say he was expecting him.
Do you think they knew each other?
Don't know, sir.
Right. Do you remember anything else from last night?
No, nothing else. Just what I told you. A one-armed man was waiting for the professor.
And he advised you not to talk about what you saw, correct?
Exactly.
You have been a great help.
Happy to help.
Alright, I guess that's it. You can see no light inside. One round jack. I know his legend. He's an unbeatable champion. Well, was. Alright, time to go back to Scotland Yard.
Sir Arthur.
Regarding Professor Nelson Ward's disappearance.
Do you have any leads?
I believe I stumbled upon an important clue.
Would you mind sharing it with me?
Apparently, Professor Wilson It's Professor Wilson. Apparently, Professor Ward left his home last night accompanied by someone. A beggar, a certain Rupert, witnessed the event.
Was this Rupert the last person you saw, Professor Ward?
Indeed.
And could he recognize that person?
He couldn't see his face, but he's certain he was missing an arm.
Right or left arm?
Left. And he also heard his voice. Let's say he threatened him, or rather, he threatened him indirectly.
Not many details, but enough for me to organize a lineup tonight. We have several registered disabled individuals of that sort. I suppose the guy who's been threatening beggars at night would be among them. Could you bring that beggar here so he can identify the guy?
Indeed.
Right. In the meantime, I'll have Mallory gather a few suspects who fit the description you provided.
Thank you for your assistance, Sergeant.
I'll do everything I can to clear this up. As I said, Nelson Ward is still one of ours. Oh my god. Back and forth, back and forth. It's already almost 2 o'clock. Looks like we're not gonna get, we're not gonna get a short game in after this.
Maybe we'll do an indie horror game jam tomorrow. That sounds like a plan, Trevor. No, I'm not ending right now.
Rupert? Sir? Would you be so kind as to accompany me to the police station?
Me? Why me? I ain't done nothing.
I know, and you need not worry. You just have to come with me and pick out the one-armed man from a lineup. That's simple.
Pick 'em out. I don't want trouble, sir.
You can rest assured he will not be able to see you.
You sure about that?
I give you my word. Lineups protect the witness.
I don't know. Never been in one.
I, however, have attended a few. So trust me when I say your anonymity will be preserved.
You seem like someone who knows what he's talking about. Or hell, at least acts like he knows what he's talking about.
What do you say? It will only take a few minutes of your time. If not for me, then do it for the professor.
Well, what the heck. I'll do it for the professor. Shall we go?
I am fascinated by this room. It's nothing like the last one I was in for a lineup. Do you like it? The glass separating us from the suspects is special. As you can observe, both you and I can see clearly what's on the other side. They'll only see their own reflection. And I suppose those vents up there allow communication with the room on the other side so they can hear you. Exactly. If I raise my voice, I can give orders to the suspects. Fascinating. Costs a pretty penny to install these spaces in all police stations. But with this method, witness safety doubles. That's what matters. Did you hear that, Mr. Rupert? You have nothing to fear. You can come here without any problem.
Yeah, seems safe.
Mallory! Line 'em up! You heard the sergeant, gentlemen? Form a line and stop in the center of the room.
Halt!
Excellent. Stand proud! Not even the Royal Guard marches as well as you do. Look straight ahead and await the sergeant's instructions, please.
What kind of shit is this?
What's the matter?
They're asking me what's the matter. There's a patty man there. First one, bald one. Why isn't he behind bars?
Well, we have no evidence that this gentleman has committed a crime.
He's a patty man. He belongs to a gang of extortionists and murderers. Isn't that crime enough?
Sir, we're here so you can identify the person you saw last night.
Poppycock! So the rumors are true. Police turn a blind eye to these Irish pigs. This institution stinks. You're a corrupt lot.
Rupert, I don't think this is the time. Sir! Watch your mouth when speaking of this immaculate institution. Do you want to be detained for contempt? Is that what you want?
Bah! Let's get this over with.
Very well, gentlemen. You've been given a note with a phrase written on it. I'll call you by the number you've been assigned. When you hear it, read the note out loud. Do not attempt to fake your voice. Don't try to deceive us. We'll know. Got it? Let's begin. Number 1.
You haven't seen.
No. You're number 5. Number 1 is the person at the other end. I've been assigned number 4, sir. Mallory! What the hell have you done? It doesn't matter. You'll be number 1 from now on. So the one on your left will be number 2, and so on. Is that clear? Let's start again. Number 1. Say your line. You haven't seen anything, understood? Right. Number 2. You haven't seen anything, understood? Thank you. Number 3. Number 3! Are you deaf? Sorry, Sergeant. But, I can't read. Did you hear the phrase your colleague said? Yes. Just repeat it. Oh, okay. You haven't seen anything, understood? Very well. Thank you. Number 4. Oi, you scumbag. Not a word about what happened here, understood? What? You can't read either, and you're making up what's on that note. I just wanted to add more drama. Who wrote this? This line isn't believable. Do you see, Sir Arthur? We have an aspiring writer among us. Be careful. He might give you a run for your money. Can you just read what the note says? By all that's holy Mallory. Where did you find this guy? From the theater, Sergeant. He's an actor. We're in a lineup, not an audition. Please, just read the line as written. You haven't seen anything, understood? That okay? That's fine. Thank you very much. Number 5. You haven't seen anything, understood? Mr. Rupert? Which of these people spoke to you last night? Number 2. Number 2? Are you sure? Absolutely. That voice is unmistakable. I don't remember what voice I used. Sorry, guys. Clive. Really? I thought you were going to turn over a new leaf. I don't know what this is all about, Sergeant. But I promise you, I haven't done anything wrong. I'm an honest person now. I even have a decent job. I'm a coachman. A coachman, huh? How do you drive with only one hand? Very carefully, Sergeant. Are you sure it's Clive? I give you my word, sir. All right, gentlemen, the show's over. Please exit on the left. Everyone except number 2. And thank you very much for your cooperation. Come on, gentlemen. You heard the sergeant. I would like to speak to the suspect, Sergeant. Sure, go ahead. We're done here, Mr. Rupert. You can go. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Do you pay anything? What? For doing this? No, of course not. Is it not enough for you to contribute to justice? No. Good night. Clive, isn't it? Have we gotten into trouble, sir? I don't know. You should know. Can I ask if you were on Dorset Street last night? Indeed, I was there last night. I picked up a gentleman at number 14. A certain Ward. He said he was a professor. Ah, you didn't know him previously? No, sir. It was the first time I saw him. And where did you take him? To the Blackstone Asylum, sir. Half an hour earlier, a gentleman gave me a note with Mr. Ward's address and the destination he'd be taken to. Would you recognize that person? No, sir. It was very dark, and he hardly spoke to me. He just gave me the note with the exact fare. Did you speak with Professor Ward, or just drive him? Oh, yes. On the way to the carriage, we had a very strange conversation. According to him, he received a letter detailing certain supernatural events that had occurred in a cell at the asylum. Apparently, he was a ghost hunter, and services were required. He was as excited as a child on Christmas Eve. Why did you tell the beggar not to speak about anything he saw? Oh, the note I was given indicated that under no circumstance could anyone know that the professor was heading to Blackstone.
I see. Continue. Upon arriving at the asylum, a terrible thing happened. As soon as we got off the carriage, 2 orderlies were waiting for him, along with someone who seemed to be the director of the facility. The orderlies grabbed him by the arms and dragged him away screaming. He was insane. I should have suspected it from all those ghost stories he told me. Good heavens! Professor Wart is not insane. He's the foremost authority on metaphysics in all of London. I don't know what that is. Apparently neither do the people in charge of the center. They dragged him away. Have you heard the account of events, Sergeant? By God, yes! We must do something about this misunderstanding. I'll wait for the boys to come and I'll accompany them to Blackstone myself. Wait, this can't be delayed. I told you before, all my officers are busy. I'd go myself, but the chief has just left and I can't leave the station in Mallory's hands. Let's wait a couple of hours. All right. May I go on ahead? I will be waiting for you at the asylum gate. All right, Sir Arthur. But don't do anything on your own. Just wait there until we arrive. I appreciate all your inquiries, but the time for playing detective is over. Leave this matter to the professionals, okay? Completely agree. Oh, we're going in. We're going in without the professionals. I know we are. Blackstone Asylum. I had heard chilling tales of the inhumane treatment of patients. Trepanning, electroshock therapy, and cold water baths to alleviate their illnesses. Entering Blackstone was like stepping back a century. A place that should no longer exist in this modern world. Locked. Who goes there? Who are you? What do you want? I've come to visit a patient. This institution doesn't allow visitors, sir. And even if it did, this wouldn't be the time for it. There seems to be a misunderstanding with one of the patients. The asylum is closed, sir. If you have an issue, contact the administration. But you see, I'd advise you to leave. The storm is getting worse, and you wouldn't want to be in such a remote place. Good night. Curse it. No unannounced visits allowed. I suppose management wants to control knowledge of the atrocities that occur behind these walls. This noble institution was inaugurated on Her Majesty Queen Victoria, or by Her Majesty Queen Victoria, on 6th of October, 1865. The vine looks sturdy. I could climb it to get inside. Oi! You! What are you up to? Do not try anything crazy. I'll be watching you. Hey! Didn't you hear me before? Be careful. Well, shit. I don't have anything on me. There's something in the bushes. It's an old tattered umbrella. Step away from the gate, please. Do not try that. But how did you see me? If this were one of my stories, I'd dismiss that idea as absurd. Don't even be thinking about it. I gotta do something about this guy. What am I supposed to do? Gates. Well, I guess there's a wall over there. The writer's life is very sedentary, but I think I'm physically fit enough to climb the wall and access the compound. But I'm concerned about those glass shards. I could get hurt. I'd also need some kind of ledge or crevice to support my foot while climbing. I'm afraid I will remain on the ground otherwise. The wall is topped with sharp glass shards to deter intruders like me.
No, I'm gonna smack you. No, I don't need a lobotomy. Stop it. I need something.
The umbrella won't help me get rid of those glass shards. I cannot reach them with anything.
Wait, we'll reach it with the anything. Blah, I don't know. Look, I've been reading for like 2 weeks straight. My enunciation's going a little hit or miss. Alright, so... Gotta be something around here. Alright. I'll probably still be here. I don't think I'm finishing into the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know. Am I missing a pixel? It's not forever streams. I gotta make turkey tacos for dinner. So it can't be a forever stream. That's being generous. No, turkey tacos. Oh, there's a brick.
This brick seems loose. I can't remove it with my bare hands. I think I'll use the umbrella tip to leverage it. That will help me get it out. Excellent. Seems to have moved a bit. Shouldn't be difficult to remove it. I couldn't remove it completely, but I think it will make a good foothold to support me in climbing the wall without difficulty. The brick dislodged enough for me to support my foot on it and climb the wall without a problem.
Alright. But I gotta do something about these glass shards.
The umbrella won't help.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so...
I can use the protruding brick to climb the wall without difficulty, but those glass shards will still worry me.
Okay, we'll use the umbrella to knock them down. I don't got nothing else. I don't know. Alright, won't budge any further.
I could jump to hook the umbrella onto the ivy. That would not support my weight.
This guy doesn't want to talk to me, okay? Still here? Why don't you leave?
I need to see a patient. It's urgent.
See that plaque to your right?
Yes?
Approach and read it.
Yes, I have read it before.
So what does it say?
No unannounced visits allowed.
Exactly. No exceptions will be made for you.
How can I arrange a visit?
Write a letter to the director of the facility. Or wait until tomorrow morning and request an appointment with him.
And when will the director be able to see me?
In a week, I suppose. 3 days if it's urgent.
There's a person inside who shouldn't be confined.
That's what all the patients think. But of course, they're mad. Are you too?
Are you aware of Professor Nelson Ward's admission?
Professor? I have no record of any professor being admitted. But we have 3 Napoleons, 5 Neros, and 4 Jesuses.
Do you know I'm waiting for the police? They will handle the matter that has brought me here.
Oh, that's fine with me, sir. But the authorities arrive, or when the authorities arrive, I'll gladly open this door for them. But not for you. I don't know who you are.
You don't know who I am?
Enlighten me.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Does that name ring a bell?
No, to be honest.
Sherlock Holmes.
Are you telling me you're Sherlock Holmes?
Hell no. I write the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Does the name Oliver Twist ring a bell?
Of course.
I could say I'm Charles Dickens. However, in keeping with this absurdity, I'll say I'm Oliver Twist himself.
Let me enter the asylum. I am a doctor.
I thought you said you were a writer.
I am also a doctor. I studied medicine at the University of Edinburgh, served as a ship's doctor, and studied ophthalmology in Vienna. After that, I opened a private practice in London before focusing on writing. So I have the authority to enter this asylum.
You know what? I was a sailor on a schooner. That doesn't give me the right to demand entry to the SS Zwievik. Anyway, this isn't a public hospital. The rules here are stricter. So please, respect them. It's Berg in my parlance, okay? Edinburgh. Edinburgh in Chudah's parlance. Just like Sluis is... No. Sluis and Edinburgh.
Let me in. I'll catch pneumonia.
I think I can fix that.
Finally. I thought you'd never come to your senses.
Here. Use this to protect yourself from the rain and go back the way you came. Yes, Chudah Powerlands. It's the way I say it, and you better get used to it. Just like I say Sluis and Latisse. Latisse. I know you don't like that one either, but it's Latisse to me. So what is this? Blanket.
Let's try... Good aim, Arthur. The blanket should protect me from the glass shards. I hope it's thick enough not to skewer myself on any glass.
Alright, so how do I get up here now?
I could jump to hook the umbrella onto the ivy, but they would not support my...
Okay, now how do I get up there? There we go.
Right. Well, let's go. Jesus Christ!
Who are you? You cannot be here.
Oh, wait, is this me? Yeah, it is. Figuring out how to access the asylum lobby had cost me a great deal of back pain and an incipient cold. There was no way the nurse was going to let me visit the professor, and I didn't want to go through the ordeal of sneaking into the cells again. So I employed a weapon that Britons of my social standing know very well. Arrogance. What's this about me not being able to be here, my good woman? And what do you mean, who am I? Oh boy. I'm just gonna go with this one. I am Dr. Hecelius.
Dr. Hecelius?
Damn it. You refer to me as if you don't know me.
I have never seen you around here, Dr. Hecelius.
That you've never? Well, I understand that you may have never noticed my presence in Blackstone. You are just a simple nurse.
Oh, I'm the head nurse, Doctor.
Details. I am here because a very serious mistake has been made. One of the patients must be discharged immediately. So tell me in which cell Professor Nelson Ward is located, and I will apologize to him for this institution's incompetence. I changed my mind. Call the warden and tell him to bring Professor Ward before me. I will wait for him here. Come on! What are you standing there for? Move!
Oh, excuse me, Dr. Hecelius, but I have not been informed about this matter. You should know that nothing happens in Blackstone without Director Edwards' approval. So unfortunately, I cannot help you. In any case, if the guard let you through, your credentials must be correct. But feel free to access any part of the facility. However, regarding this alleged error with one of the patients, I have to wait for the confirmation from the director.
Where is the director? I will speak with him, and this matter will be resolved in minutes. By the way, tell me your name, and I will record what little help I have received from you.
Mrs. Hunt? I am his right hand, and the director is not at Blackstone right now.
His right hand, eh? I know when I am facing defeat, and I realize that Mrs. Hunt was not going to give in. I could have waited for Sergeant Collins to show up, but by now he should have already arrived with the cavalry. There was an innocent man being held at Blackstone, and I didn't want him to spend another minute in one of those cells. Therefore, I had to rely on my wits once again to free him. Thank you for your time, Mrs. Hunt. Curses!
Yes?
I am looking for a patient. Would you know in which cell I can find him?
Ask the old hag about that.
Who's the old hag?
Who you think? Mrs. Hunt.
Do you always sweep the same area? There's more lobby to sweep.
Are you saying the lobby is dirty?
Truth is, everything looks very clean.
I'm glad it's noticeable.
I congratulate you on keeping this place so clean.
Oh, well, that's because Lady Ainsworth is coming to visit her daughter tomorrow. She was locked up in Blackstone for eating her music teacher, you know? Usually there's so much dust here that if a draft blew in, this place would look like downtown London on a foggy day. See those roses? Normally they're dry, withered, and full of worms.
Lady Ainsworth's daughter ate her music teacher.
I shouldn't say that, but in the end, it's what the rich will do to all of us if we don't take action.
But did she really eat her music teacher? Literally. Did Lady Ainsworth's daughter practice cannibalism?
I'm not lying. She attended her classes with genuine interest and enthusiasm. One day, while the poor wretch was playing Sonata for Piano No. 1 in F minor, Camilla Ainsworth hit him on the head and killed him. You've missed 3 notes, and you call yourself a teacher. The maids heard her scream. Then she cut off his hands with the 12th century sword hanging on the wall and dismembered him. She made a stew with his liver, heart, and those hands that missed the notes. She served the dish with the fine wine, and while eating, the maids heard her humming Beethoven's Sonata.
A tremendous story. I didn't know it. In fact, I don't recall reading it in the newspapers.
Lady Ainsworth wields a lot of power. She silenced the newspaper editors with her checkbook. She even managed to spare her daughter from execution when the crime was discovered. although even she couldn't prevent her from being admitted to Blackstone. I gather Lady Ainsworth is someone important. She'd been the main benefactor of Blackstone since her daughter was admitted here. She usually donates large sums to the institution. Director Edwards always wants her to have a good impression of the center. Every time she comes, I have to clean the entire lobby. Floors, columns, picture frames. Everything has to be impeccable. Carry on with your work. It is empty. Blackstone is a maze of rooms and corridors. I should know which cell the professor is in before venturing through these doors. The scent of roses is intoxicating. However, it fails to mask the smell of despair in this place. Guame de Hainaut, one of the pioneers in the study of the mind. Most of his theories have been refuted, if not deemed outright erroneous. I don't know why his portrait hangs prominently in this lobby. No, it's not next week. It's next month. It's in September. I don't know what despair smells like. Probably mold. Moldy cheese. BB-10 mold. According to the plaque, this is the director of the asylum, Nathaniel Edwards. The bronze shines splendidly. They must have polished it recently. I am a Virgo. Mrs. Hunt? How can I assist you, Dr. Hecelius? Which cell can I find Professor Nelson Ward in? The patient you are referring to already has an assigned doctor, and it is not you. Maybe the patient deserves a second opinion. Possibly. But that should be discussed with the director of the asylum. I'm sorry, I can't help you. They've made a mistake with Professor Ward. You reckon? Of course. In that case, you should discuss it with Director Edwards. I would like to speak with Director Edwards. Yes, I already told you, he is not here. Where can I find him? Here. But tomorrow. I'll be around. Oh, as you wish, Dr. Hecelius. These are the records of recent patient admissions. According to this document, Professor Ward is in cell number 31 in the third hallway of the West Wing. I'll take it. Wow. I accidentally spilled the ink onto the documents. For goodness sakes, Dr. Hecelius. What have you done? Let me fix it. No, just stay away from there, please. What a mess. Do not touch anything. I see the ink-stained paper that Mrs. Hunt threw inside. Hurry up, Warden. Open cell 31 and release the patient. A very serious mistake has been made. What? What? Who the hell are you? I am Sir Dr. Hecelius. Well, I've never seen you around here. Are you new? Yes. I just started tonight. Well, then you should know that these procedures require the consent of Head Nurse Hunt. That said, consent must be approved by Director Edwards. Of course.
Are you saying I have broken the rules? The order came from Mrs. Hunt. I'm just following her command. You should also know that in such cases I would receive the order from head nurse Hunt in person. She's busy right now. She told me you would understand. Hierarchy is strictly followed here, Dr. Heselius. If Director Edwards were to hear of the slightest hint of lawlessness among his subordinates, he would throw us all out on our asses. Anyway, all the patients in this hallway are the responsibility of Dr. Hunter. You're not authorized to treat them. You seem a bit lost, Dr. Heselius. Don't worry. You'll gradually learn how Blackstone operates.
Today isn't National Taco Day, is it? Because if it is, that's perfect, because guess what? I'm having turkey tacos for dinner.
I'm in hallway 3 of the West Wing. A lamp, a cup, a small box. Oh, yes, that cursed music box. Before the new patient, cell 31 was occupied by a guy who howled every night. It was unbearable. A relative brought that music box that plays Greensleeves because he claimed it calmed him down. And did it? Oh, it certainly did. At the cost of me having to wind up that infernal contraption all night. If I hear Greensleeves again, I swear to God I'll open one of the cells and admit myself to this madhouse. You know what? Take it out of my sight. You'd be doing me a great favor. A favor as big as releasing the patient from cell 31? Not that big. All right. It seems to be the master key that opens all the cells. What are you doing, Dr. Heselius? You are not authorized to open any cells. I apologize. Keep it to yourself. I don't need it. Alright. Seem to enjoy Carmen. Who? Georges Bizet's opera. The one playing on the gramophone. Ah. I thought you meant the daughter of the guy who brings the supplies. Oh. Blackstone Asylum, Cell 30, patient Francis Cavendish. The patient suffers from an uncommon but diagnosed allergy to sunlight, which has led him to believe he is an vampire. Extremely dangerous. Do not open the cell without supervision from Dr. Catherall. Cell 31, Nelson Ward. Extreme obsessive disorder. The patient believes that a reality inhabited by the deceased surrounds us. His insistence on trying to prove it has driven him to madness. I see, Professor Ward. Professor! It's Sir Arthur! I've come to get you out of here. He doesn't hear me. He seems lost in thought. Closed. Obviously. Confidential. The cries are coming from this room. I see a young woman. Miss? Are you all right? Please, sir. Help me. I'm being held against my will. I'm not crazy. All right, calm down. Nobody wants to be trapped in a mental institution. But there's nothing wrong with me. I'm healthy. And this place is not what it seems. It's run by depraved people who enjoy torturing the patients. Every day they take me out of the cell to put electrodes on my head and shock me at full power. That warden over there comes in at night to stub out his cigarettes on my hand. I knew it! This place is rotten. Let me see your hand. I'm a doctor. I'll examine it. Please, be gentle. It hurts. What the hell are you doing? Open the fucking door! I'm hungry! I hardly eat anything in here. Jesus. Have you tried human flesh, Doctor? Once you do, nothing else tastes like anything. All I want is to eat well. I'm not crazy. I'm not. Get me out of here. Dr. Hecelius. What the hell are you doing? Do you have any idea who's in that cell? Carmilla Ainsworth. The next time you want to talk to her, try not to do anything as crazy as what you just did. Well, not doing that again. 33, Matthew Lane. Paranoid. He claims that arachnids have become conscious and want to dominate society. When the patient suffers a violent episode, it is very important not to enter the cell, but rather to try to calm the patient from outside. Leave me alone! I'm safe from them in here. Okay. I almost became a snack. I know. I see a poor, trembling soul curled up in one corner of the cell. Alright, what do I do now? That makes no sense. Let's see. When wound up, it plays the tune of Green Sleeves. It can also serve as a jewelry box, as it has enough space to store a necklace or bracelet inside. Damn it! Don't ever do that again, alright? Green Sleeves, right? It said that Henry VIII composed it. Henry VIII? I don't think the gentleman wants that. I don't want to throw it in the bin. Well, I can't leave, so I gotta figure out whatever is going on in here. What? Why are you yelling at me again? I need a snack. Keep that thing away from me, will you? I know we have to distract the warden, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Oh, yeah. What would Sherlock Holmes do in this situation? Definitely not that. Yeah, but... Alright. I have a reputation for being a creative person, and this doesn't live up to it. Come on, Arthur, think a bit more. I don't want to think! I don't want to think. Thinking is too much work. I don't want Oh, my. Trial and error? That's not my style. But it's my style. It's an idea, yes. But it won't yield positive results. This door needs a key to open. I cannot open the door with that. Alright, fine. I'm not going near that cell again. They crawl into your brain through your ears, you know? They control
your mind. They're controlling all of us. But not me. They won't succeed.
Stop! Just whatever.
What can you tell me about the patients in the cells?
Which one?
The one in cell 30.
Cavendish. He was arrested for trying to bite several prostitutes on the neck. In his defense, he argued that he had been bitten by a vampire in Romania and needed to feed on blood. I'm not a doctor, but I think the guy went overboard with the opiates. Take a look. He has the same symptoms as someone who has stopped using laudanum.
Laudanum? Laudanum? That's my favorite opiate.
The one in cell 31.
Well, he believes in ghosts, but they don't lock you up for that. When they admitted him, he kept shouting to let him out because he was building a machine to see the beyond. And he is right. If I were you, I wouldn't say that out loud unless you want to keep Mr. Ward company.
The one in cell 32.
I think I've said enough about who's in cell 32.
The one in cell 33.
Oh, that guy. I think he's read too many H.G. Wells novels.
Well, thank you very much for the information.
You can't even get laudanum anymore, okay? You can't. I really should. I think I have a bottle of really bad, like, wine in the kitchen. Like, cheap wine. I should open it up for you, BB10. Should we? We should toast. We should toast. I did not. They don't make it anymore. Alright,
The patient in cell 31 is being held against his will.
Oh, is that so? Talk to any of Blackstone's patients. They'll all tell you the same thing.
Please open cell 31.
Not without an order, Dr. Hecelius. You know that.
Would you accept a small bribe?
What? No. What kind of person would you think I am? Do not doubt my professionalism, Dr. Hecelius.
I cannot even visit the patient in cell 31.
You can talk to him through the bars. But remember, these patients are under the care of Dr. Hunter. You can't treat them. It would conflict with their treatments.
Carry on with your work.
I think I need to find Dr. Hunter.
Mrs. Hunt?
What do you need?
Why was the professor admitted?
Now, I cannot disclose that information. It's confidential.
I'll be around.
As you wish, Dr. Hecelius.
What do you want now?
I gather Lady Ainsworth is someone important.
She's been the main benefactor of Blackstone since her daughter was admitted here. She usually donates large...
Okay, we heard all this. Bad wines is better than no wines. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Oh man. BB10, look up in that strategy guide or walkthrough you have open on your phone right now, and tell me what I need to do next. Come on. I want to finish this today. I don't want to be. I have other games I want to play tomorrow. Oh, shit. On your phone, your computers, I don't know. Maybe you have it printed up. Do you have a printer? Everybody should have a printer. Even if you don't do works from homes, everybody should have a printer. I'm not crazy. I'm perfectly sane. You cannot prove otherwise. Alright. Come on, you know you want to cheat. Cheatings is... It's exciting. There is excitement to be found in cheatings.
This door needs a key to open. I cannot open the door with that. Even if I could, I wouldn't.
Alright. I don't want to open it with that.
Do not worry, Professor Ward. I'll get you out of here. He doesn't hear me.
I did read the documents. That one's confidential.
Paranoid, he claims that arachnids have become conscious and want to dominate society. When the patient suffers a violent episode, it is very important to enter the cell, but rather to not enter the cell, but to try to calm the patient from outside. Okay. Are you one of them? You are, aren't you? Get away from me!
Alright, Except it's not giving me any options.
I see a poor, trembling soul curled up in one corner of the cell.
It says, patient suffers from an uncommon but diagnosed allergy to sunlight, which has led him to believe he is an oupir. But I don't have a mirror.
Extremely dangerous. Do not open the cell without supervision from Dr. Catherall. There's nothing else of interest on the table.
They're bugs! Okay, they're not bugs. What are in it? They're spiders! I don't have anything spider-like.
You and your legion of hairy offspring, go away! You have nothing to do with me! I'm safe here!
Oh my god, find a spider? Where? Find a spider.
Where the heck am I gonna find a spider? The scent of roses is intoxicating, however, it fails to mask the smell of despair in this place.
You know what I think? I figured out what the smell of despair is. Mothballs. I figured it out, you guys. Mothballs. Prove me wrong. Alright, let's see.
Oh, it's you.
Alright, yeah. Nothing. Yeah, maybe, but I don't... This place is super clean, so it can't be urine in this place.
It is empty. Don't take another step. There are spiders. Spiders? Where? In the crack. Big ones. What do you intend to do with that? Let me take care of those monsters. Yes? Why don't you get rid of the spiders? I'll do that when I finish cleaning the lobby. I'll pour a sack of sulfur into the crack. That'll kill them. Then I'll fill the crack with cement in case of any of those hairy beasts survived and want to escape.
Last step will be to hang that picture and those damn spiders will be forgotten. Carry on with your work. Excuse me. Didn't you hear me before? Take a step back and stay away from that bloody crack.
Now I gotta do something with this guy. I don't think the gentleman wants that. I need to... Why is 90% of this game distracting peoples? I know I need to distract him. What's your question, Sam? You know what this game needs? This game needs me to open a bottle of wine. No, I have not. I have not played Red Dead Redemption 1 either. But I probably wouldn't be really good at those games because I'm not good at open world games. It would probably take me forever to finish anyways. Mrs. Hunt.
Yes.
I'll be around.
As you wish, Dr. Hecelius.
I do not have it in my Steam library. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't even out on Steam. I think the first one is, though. Yes, it would take me longer to finish Red Dead Redemption 2 than it would take me to play all of Final Fantasy, or stream all of Final Fantasy 14 all over again for you guys. But yeah, it's a pretty big game. Look, I need to play a game where the main character is hot. I should just replay some Resident Evil 4 again. I should. Oh man, I miss me some Leon S. Kennedy. What, BB10? Come on! Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Alright, I gotta distract this guy. How do I do that? Gleaming bronze bust of the asylum director. I must have polished it recently. I regret this act of vandalism, but I must do it. You again. I told you that. Wait, what the hell is that? I could have sworn everything was clean. Yeah, but Arthur Morgan isn't anime boy hot. There's a difference. There's a difference. I have to admit, I kind of like the pretty boys. I mean, there's no shame in it, is there? Okay. There's no need to make them come out by sticking the umbrella in the crack. I can see and touch them without any problem. The crack is full of spiders. By their size and color, I'd say they're specimens of Pardosis hyperboreus. I'd take a sample to have my friends at the Comparative Zoology Museum at Harvard confirm that I'm right. But I'm not going to touch them with my bare hands, let alone let them roam around in my pockets. Come here, little ones. I have found you a new home. Do not be afraid. Right. You are doing great. I got you. What do you mean, Chudah, please? You guys know it. You love it when I fangirl over hot anime boys. I mean, it's part of who I am. It really is. Shit. Wait. Is Leon S. Kennedy an anime boy? You know what? I'll make the exception. Alright. So... Come on, little one, be free. Greed sleeves.
No! 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 It's coming for me! You will not get inside my brain! It's coming closer. Get me out of here for Christ's sake! Help! Dr. Hecelius! I'll handle it. I know what to do with the situation. Come in.
I do.
There's nothing wrong, Mr. Lane. Remember Dr. Armitage's words. Let's try some of the exercises he suggested, shall we? God, this is going to take a while.
I have a crush on every boy. Yep, I do. I admit it. I mean, even Kaiser. Kaiser, for Christ's sake, you guys. Kaiser. But I'm totally gonna kiss him. Okay, we're gonna get this key. Yeah. No, he's a rat man.
I do not know how long it'll take the warden to calm the patient. Now that I have the professor's cell door open, I think the most sensible thing to do is to return the key to its proper place. I don't want to risk it being missed. Professor! Professor! Ah! Sir Arthur. I have been calling you through the door. Couldn't you hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. I was mulling over the design of the Box of Revelations. I could increase the machine's power so its range is wider. But for that, I need the Scarlet Stone. The Scarlet Stone? I suppose that is what Professor Patrick Moore has gone to fetch in Scotland. What? Did you drag Patrick into this? He could be so foolish. By the way, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Rescuing you, damn it! Someone set a trap for you and locked you in this padded cell. Ah, everything makes sense now. This is Blackstone, and they only lock up the mad here. And I'm not mad, but they didn't believe me. So, as you say, someone set me up. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Patrick? No, Patrick wouldn't do that. Let me think. Give me half an hour. Wait a moment. Someone is coming. Do not say anything. They must not see me. What? Oh, strange. I could have swear I locked this cell. This poor wretch is so harmless that I guess I didn't even consider him. Take your time, sir. If you need me, I'll be by the hallway entrance door. Henry! I regret to see you in this situation, Nelson. I could get you out of here, you know. I am friends with the director of this facility. What? Sir Arthur? What are you doing here? You know what, Dean Carter? Before you came in, I was thinking of turning all this into a Sherlock Holmes story. The Strand would have loved it. But you've ruined the climax of the investigation for me. You've confessed your guilt without the intervention of the detective. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I suspected that Professor Ward's disappearance had to do with the donation my order made to the university. I had dealt with the professor before, and he doesn't fit the profile your university has made for him. Although you already knew that. As you also knew that the money was for the sole and exclusive use of Professor Ward here. Let me tell you the facts and how we all ended up in here. In Blackstone.
Are you accusing me, Sir Arthur? I bet you don't have any evidence against me.
Thank you for confirming my suspicion with your statement.
What?
That mention of betting. In our conversation tonight at the university, you couldn't stop dropping phrases worthy of a gambling addict. I'd bet anything. She might have an ace up your sleeve. You also got nervous when I asked if the professor had debts. You took it personally, as if the question had been directed at you. That made you my prime suspect. I think you have wagered a lot, and quite badly. You have not had much luck lately, have you? That's why when you found out that a significant amount had been bestowed anonymously to the university, you saw an opportunity to get your hands on it. But apparently the professor was quicker than you.
Oh, yes, that.
A few days ago, he confessed to me that he had debts of several £1,000s because of poker. Henry is the treasurer of my Department of Metaphysics Research, and he appeared very desperate during our conversation. So, by withdrawing the money, I thought I might prevent him from committing an act he might regret. Did I do the right thing? Desperation. That was the key. You just said you're friends with the director of Blackstone.
No, don't drag Edwards into this.
A great friendship that allows you to skip strict visiting hours, to gain the approval of the severe Mrs. Hunt, and to have a warden open cell doors like a hotel bellhop. You took advantage of that close bond to devise a plan to get Professor Ward into Blackstone. You tricked him to come here under the pretext that certain metaphysic phenomena were occurring that the professor couldn't resist investigating. Once he arrived at the destination, according to the coachman, the director himself was waiting for him with 2 wardens. You waited a day for your victim to be immersed in the anguish and pessimism of being locked up in a place like this. And I'm getting, oh my god. I'm getting congested, you guys. And now you've come here to blackmail your friend. To sell him his freedom for the money you... I know, I'm kidding. To sell him his freedom for the money my order donated to this innocent gentleman. Tell me, were you and Director Edwards planning to split 50-50? Or would you have taken a higher percentage?
This is all a string of lies! For God's sake! Who would believe this far-fetched story from a writer undermining his own reputation with his defense of spiritualism?
Scotland Yard, for example. Wait, who's this? Just in time, Sergeant Collins.
I told you to wait for us outside, Sir Arthur.
I'm sorry, the weather wasn't cooperating.
Although I must congratulate you on your good work. Mr. Carter, you are under arrest for the crimes of coercion and blackmail. This is an outrage! Mallory, I issue a search warrant against Director Edwards. His accomplice will keep him company in a Pentonville cell. Dean Carter. You regret this, Sergeant! Mallory! Add threatening authorities to the charges against Mr. Carter. No, I didn't mean to.
I have a question about this whole affair.
Yes, Professor Ward?
Can I keep the straitjacket? It's a bit uncomfortable, but I found it helps me think. Yes, I'm gonna... Well, it's not cocaine, it's my nose sprays.
I can't believe it. Henry was behind this entire affair? As in any good mystery novel, the least obvious suspect turns out to be the primary instigator. Very well, gentlemen. If we finish with these trifling matters, shall we move on to the more pressing concerns? Thank you. Here we have the Box of Revelations, an artifact of my own invention, funded by Mr. Conan Doyle and his order. Thanks to the preliminary work of my friends Patrick and Beatrice, with a few adjustments, and have the contraption operational by tonight. So if you'll allow me half an hour, we can proceed and test the machine's effectiveness at 34 Benwell Street. The preternatural activity there is very high. Any questions? Oh boy. Okay, it's time to get my nose sprays.
Cocaine.
Stop! Don't you freaking... Now he's gonna be saying all the time.
Good thing he wasn't here earlier when I was talking about laudanum and opiates.
Okay, anyways.
What?
It was the game! It was the game.
I don't know about that.
Okay. Right now, I must change my attire. I've just returned from a lengthy journey and my clothes are soiled. Oh, Patrick, always so meticulous. Conducting an investigation, not attending a fashion show. Let's not delay science with trivial matters. What exactly does the Scarlet Stone do? It serves as a source of unlimited energy. The sophisticated nature of the Box of Revelations demands substantial power. And it is curious that in the midst of the Industrial Revolution, we had to look for a super battery in the past. Ironic, isn't it? Are you certain it will work as intended? Of course it will. The Hirbans were the Da Vinci's of their time. A civilization filled with Marconis, Berliners, and Lenoirs. Have faith, my friend. Have faith. I've been investigating 34 Benwell Street. Really? I made contact with an entity. Likely Highmore, I presume. He was accused of the disappearance of several women from the East End. Unable to endure such infamy, he hanged himself from the basement beam. Were you able to engage in conversation with him? Yes. Two-way communication? Excellent. What did he say? He practically kicked me out of his house. That confirms our suspicion that ghosts are not benevolent entities. Have you taken note, Sir Arthur? Precautions are necessary in that household. By the way, Mr. Conan Doyle will be accompanying us tonight. So, if you'll allow me half an hour, we can proceed and test the machine's effectiveness at 34 Benwell Street. The preternatural activity there is very high. Any questions? I believe we've covered this already. Really? In that case, let's get moving. It's done. The gentleman guarding the house will let us work in peace. There's nothing like a few pounds and a bottle of whiskey to ensure a successful deal. Wonderful. Gentlemen, Miss. We stand before 34 Benwell Street. I'll summarize its history in 4 lines. Or maybe 5. In 10, I think. Professor, remember when you said to let you know if you ever started rambling? I remember perfectly. Well, this is one of those moments. Is that so? Thank you very much, Patrick. I don't know what I'd do without him. Right. The phenomena in this house began after the suicide of its first owner. Thomas Highmore was unjustly accused of the disappearance of several women from the East End. No trial took place as the evidence against him was weak. I suppose it was all due to some grudge. Someone wanted to frame him to tarnish his reputation. And they succeeded. Poor Thomas Highmore couldn't live with the stain on his honor, so he hanged himself from one of the basement beams. Since then, metaphysic phenomena have driven away all who have lived here. Patrick managed to make contact with the spirit of, we assume, Thomas Highmore. I want to issue a warning before we enter. Ghosts can be violent entities. We must exercise extreme caution. All of our studies confirm Patrick's words. That's all for now. Are you ready to... If you'll excuse me. Nervous, my friend? No, quite the opposite. I am eager to enter that house. I find it hard to interpret others' feelings. But I believe there's something bothering you. Why didn't you inform me about this house? I had to find out from a notebook I found in your room. Or the box of revelations, damn it. Why did you hide that you were making it? Why didn't you tell me about the donation from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn? I thought we were more than just colleagues. I thought we were friends. That is exactly why. What? How many times have we investigated a place and found no evidence? This house could have been just another one. But thanks to your research, we now know it's the place we've been seeking. The box of revelations was nothing but a crazy theory based on the prototype of your magnetic field dispenser. The ectoplasm of England's most reviled medium? A relic whose origin is lost to the mists of time? It was impossible for it to work, no matter how much money Sir Arthur's eccentric friends donated. But it works. Thanks to you. Without your help, none of this would have happened. You're not answering me. Why did you hide all this from me? Why did you leave me out? Because I didn't want you to end up like me. Look at me. Since I was a child, I've been obsessed with the mystery of the beyond. I've reached old age, and what have I learned about it? Nothing. Just a handful of hypotheses and disappointments. That will change today. Yes, it will. You have a bright future ahead. You are an excellent professor and engaged to a beautiful lady. I did not want you to throw your life away by staying by the side of an old man who still cannot put his shoes on the right feet. That's the answer you sought. You are my friend, Patrick. My only friend along with Beatrice. Never doubt that. I decided many years ago to investigate these phenomena. It's my life. Nothing can change that. And I'm no longer engaged to Rose. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I appreciate your words. I'm without a fiancé and without money. The only thing that keeps me going is this. And if I become someone like you, it will be my pleasure. Oh, I don't know what to say. Say that we're going to enter that house and make history. That's exactly what we'll do. Shall we? After you. Is there no chance of reconciliation with Rose? No. She might reconsider. She won't. You sure about that? Very sure. Well, that's a relief. I've been holding on to this for years, so now I can say it. That woman wasn't right for you. The time has come. Tomorrow, the whole world will wake up to the news that the beyond exists. We will provide irrefutable visual and auditory evidence of this fact. Let's go into that house and make history. Before we begin, I want Sir Arthur to familiarize himself with the Box of Revelations. Its mechanism is quite complex, so I'll summarize how it works. The purpose of this machine is to enhance metaphysic activity to record it both visually and audibly. Let's break it down. The ectoplasmic sample from the deceased medium Florence Cook will act as a link and channel between both worlds. It requires considerable power for this to happen. This power is provided by the Scarlet Stone. Legend has it that this technological artifact opens portals to other worlds, which would benefit our purpose, although it's nothing more than a powerful energy generator. Lastly, Eugene Wood's photographic plates will capture everything that happens while the machine is running. I have managed to divide the plate into sections, which will allow us to take up to 45 photographs. Oh, by the way, while Sir Arthur was recounting his dull chronicle of Blackstone, I took the liberty of making a small modification to the box of revelations. I added a phonographic cylinder to record all the sounds around us. Ready, Sir Arthur?
I am ready, Professor.
Beatrice? Whenever you want. Would you do the honors, Patrick?
It will be my pleasure.
Turn on the box of revelations, Patrick. The cylinder is starting to pick up sound. I am Professor Nelson Ward. Beside me is Professor Patrick Moore, co-responsible for this experiment. We are accompanied by the medium Beatrice Shaw and the project's patron, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. At this moment, the machine is creating an electromagnetic field whose electric charge will attract those on the other side. It's basically a Call effect. Next, we will increase the machine's power. There's a dial with 10 positions from 0 to 100. Would you be so kind as to turn the dial to number 10, Professor Moore? I'm starting to get cold. Indeed, the temperature has dropped. Good sign. Yes, sir. A very good sign. I believe we can proceed to make contact. Thomas. Thomas Highmore. Your presence is required on the side of the veil. Beatrice, lend me a hand. You are better at this. Focus on my voice, Thomas Highmore. Follow my words. Advance in the darkness towards us. We desire your presence. My goodness! Thomas Highmore? Are you Thomas Highmore? I can't believe my eyes! Mr. Highmore? Doesn't seem to hear me. Patrick, turn the dial to number 20. Mr. Highmore? I can hear you. Be careful, Professor. He heard you. He's curious about you. He has no interest in me, Professor, but in the machine. Where did he... No. Stay a little longer. The machine's energy may not be enough to keep the entity with us. We should increase to 30. Do you agree, Patrick? Is everything okay, Beatrice? Beatrice? Yes. I'm fine. I felt a slight dizziness. Maybe it's the machine's hum. It's a very piercing sound. What do you say, Patrick? Should we go up to 30? Going up to 30. Wait a moment. What's wrong, Sir Arthur? Are we sure about this? What do you mean? I don't know. But I think we should stop the experiment. Stop? We have gone as far as any mortal can go in metaphysic research. That is what I mean, Professor Ward. What have we achieved today is unprecedented. We can repeat the experiment another time, maybe in a safer place. Are you scared, Sir Arthur? Scared is not the word. Cautious would be more accurate. Something tells me we should not continue. Patrick, what do you think? I am sorry, Sir Arthur. What happened? Did you see something, Beatrice? No, nothing at all. I'll have to go up to... Did you see them? For God's sake, did you see them? They were a legion of ghosts. They were women and children. You are more reasonable than Professor Ward. Stop this, please! Patrick, allow me a moment. What are you afraid of, Sir Arthur? I think this is getting out of hand, Professor. Are you serious? We haven't even scratched the surface. You frequent spirit sessions. What do you expect to find if not this when you visit those mediums? I'm just saying we should take it easy. The Box of Revelations has recorded the whole session. The material we have is enough for our purpose. Enough? The machine is only operated at 30% of its capacity. Who knows what wonders await us if we turn the dial to its limit? That is what worries me, Professor. Anyway, I don't want to discuss this further. As the project's patron, I demand that... To hell with your patronage, and to hell with your stupid Order of the Golden Dawn. You wanted information, you wanted power. Well, this is what happens when we peek into the beyond. What did you expect? Beatrice? Are you all right? Oh no. Sir Arthur? Sir Arthur? Can you hear me? Are you all right? What? Oh, yes. I'm in shock. What happened? Where are the others? Beatrice attacked us and took the machine. The professor went after her. He said she was possessed. Is that possible? I saw her eyes when she was about to throw me against that wall with superhuman force. Lawrence Cook was possessed moments before she was killed by the spirit who had tormented her since childbirth. The professor is right. It is possible. Beatrice Shaw has been possessed by the spirit of Thomas Highmore. What are we going to do? Find our friends and get out of here. Come on, get up. No, I can't put weight on my foot. I twisted my ankle when struggling with Beatrice. I was trying to help the professor, but it doesn't matter. Stay here. I'll come back for you.
So I bet you Thomas Highmore did kill all those women, and he got caught, and he hung himself anyways. So I'm pretty sure. That's what I'm thinking.
It's a trunk in which we transported the machine and various pieces we added at the last moment. There's nothing left inside. What was that? The tremors began when Beatrice took control of the machine. I know the house has structural issues, which is why it's going to be demolished. Something tells me we've made the situation worse with the Box of Revelations. We need to get out of here now. I'm beginning to understand why this house hasn't been looted all these years since it's been abandoned. I thought the last tenants left this house years ago. Who wound up the clock? Hello? Who are you? Where is Thomas Highmore? Can you hear me? Thomas Highmore, he was my friend, he has my friend. Where can I find him? Can I do anything to help you? Are you trapped in this place? We have come to investigate. We don't want... blood. I must avoid physical contact with the entities as much as possible. We must get out of here before the house collapses. Locked. There is something here. It is a small rosary. Beatrice? Highmore, isn't it? What do you intend to do with the machine? Wait! Release Beatrice! What? Jesus. I won't get any closer to that mirror. Everything in this room seems unused. Surely the previous tenants fled when they realized they were where they had settled. I should open it to see what's inside. I don't think it's very safe. There are scissors next to the sewing machine. I believe they could be useful. I am tempting fate. Clearly. I am really pushing my luck. Professor! Patrick, don't take another step. It's a poltergeist. And a very violent one. It's trapped me in this room. Be careful. I don't know how to make it disappear. I have never faced one before. Professor! We believe there is intelligence behind poltergeist phenomena, right? Exactly. It is not a spontaneous phenomenon. There is intent behind it. Have you tried communicating with it? Yes, but it didn't work. I'm not even good at communicating with the living, let alone the dead. All right, I'll give it a try. Whoever is behind this poltergeist, show yourself. It's not working. Thomas Highmore? Are you causing this? May not be Highmore who's provoking it. I'm going to try physical contact. No! Don't do it! That's what I tried, and all the objects were thrown at me violently. I'm lucky to be alive. Can we help you? Try something else. This is not working, Professor. I will look for another way to make it disappear.
How about this rosary?
Rosary? These phenomena predate any religion. By Copernicus, you were a scientist. Stop with the superstitions. down, Professor. I had to try.
Don't do it!
Why?
See that candelabra? I threw it at the entity and it got caught in its vortex. Think of something else.
Well, I don't have anything else.
What are you doing? Are you going to leave me here at the mercy of the poltergeist?
I'll see if I can find something to help you.
Don't take long.
She's locked in from the inside.
Highmore! Open this damn door!
No, not helping. What? Sorry, I was trying to read and figure things out while Chewie was chewing on my hand.
Have you found a way to free me from the poltergeist?
I'm doing everything I can, Professor.
Be gone!
That's not gonna work.
I tried that.
No success. Why are you causing this phenomenon?
Are you talking to me?
No, to the poltergeist.
Let the professor go. You won't, Patrick.
I think showing more authority might work.
I command you to stop!
It is not working.
I'm going to make you disappear, you damned phenomenon!
Did you hear that, Professor?
Yes!
It sounded like a newborn.
Let the professor go now! It's not working. I'll try to say it myself. Release the professor immediately, you accursed thing. I am that professor. Did not work, Patrick.
Didn't we do this one already?
Did you hear that, Professor?
Yes, it sounded like a newborn.
Can you help us? Please.
I think we are wasting our time, Professor. Maybe this requires a different approach.
I'm coming towards you, Professor. Do you want to die? Forget about it. This damned entity is unbeatable.
Yeah, I know. I gotta go get you something. Alright, let's get up. But I don't know what. There's nothing here for a baby. There's a high concentration of entities in this house. What happened here? I don't think it's safe to open it. Yeah, he pretty much killed all these peoples.
What? It can't be. My goodness. This house is hiding more secrets than I thought.
Baby is holding a rattle between its tiny fingers. I think I can reach it. This is definitely a house of horrors.
Patrick, you've returned. Help me.
It doesn't make any sound. The bowls are empty inside. Alright. I'll unscrew the rattle balls first. done. I think this might work. Reacts to the sound of the rattle. Keep going. Do not stop. You did it! The entity behind the poltergeist was nothing more than a baby. Where did you get that rattle that managed to calm it down? The tremors exposed the bodies of a mother and child bricked up. The child was holding the rattle. I don't think Highmore is as innocent as we thought. Come on, let's rescue our friend. Highmore is hiding behind that door. I've tried to open it, but something is coming. Sir Arthur! I thought you didn't want to leave the basement. Things have happened down there. I fled the basement in terror, but couldn't open the front door. There is a, what do you call it? Poltergeist. That's it. It's blocking the way out. We're trapped. I just faced one. And did you succeed? Yes. Then do the same with the one downstairs and we can get out of here. We must confront Highmore. He is the epicenter of all this. He is behind that door and he has Beatrice. If we defeat him, it will be all over. And what is the plan? He has possessed Miss Shaw. How do you intend to separate the spirit from her body? Do you know how to perform an exorcism? Exorcism? We are in the 20th century, Mr. Ryder. Oh, well, what's the alternative? We'll drag Beatrice out of this house. Perhaps Highmore's influence won't be effective outside of it. Are you sure that will work? I don't know. If that fails, we'll improvise. Sir Arthur? Are you with us? I'd flee this damned house if that poltergeist wasn't blocking the way out. But I guess I have no choice. I will not let anything happen to you. I appreciate your gesture, Professor Moore. I doubt you can guarantee my life. But what the devil? Let's do it. There is a problem. Highmore has locked that room and we cannot access it. If I had a pick, I could try to open the door. My friend Harry Houdini taught me how to pick locks and padlocks. I know how to do it. Did you say pick? I happen to have one. It's in case they ever lock me up in Blackstone again. Did you know they used locks and straitjackets? Give it to me, please. Very well, gentlemen. Let's put an end to this. Because I can say influence if I want to. Influence? Influence. They're both the same thing. Tomato, tomato, right? Or die trying. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Just like you have to deal with Sluis. Highmore. You must hurry or we'll be buried alive. Release Beatrice, Highmore. This is your last chance. Please. Leave. Beatrice? Is that you? Highmore. He has control of my body. Control of my mind. I can read his thoughts. He's furious. Give me your hand. Let's get out of here, Beatrice. Stay back! You're in danger! Highmore won't let you near. What does Highmore want with this machine? He knows what it is for. He's going to try to materialize and continue what he couldn't finish. He firmly believed that the afterlife would give him a second chance. And he'll get it. I'm holding him back as much as I can, but it's hard. It hurts. What couldn't Highmore finish? He did not commit suicide because he was wrongly accused. He was the killer they were looking for, and he was cornered. These walls are full of corpses. He killed his victims and hid the bodies behind them. Women, children. I can see their faces. I can remember each and every one of his victims. What do we do, Professor Moore? Listen to me, Beatrice. Give me your hand and let's leave this house. Try to hold off Highmore until we're out on the street. No! He will kill me! He won't. He needs you. Don't you understand? If he kills me, one of you will be possessed next. And if you confront him, he will kill you one by one until he permanently inhabits a body. No one can interfere with his will. We must think of something. It's already been thought of. Every time Highmore takes control of my body and turns the dial on the machine, he grows stronger. But it exhausts him. That's why I can talk to you now. I have to do it before he takes control again. Do what, Beatrice? I'm going to turn up the dial to maximum. He won't be able to handle so much energy and he'll disappear. Do not do anything rash, Beatrice. Highmore has control of your body. You don't know if that will work, and the consequences could be... I feel him gaining control. There's no time. Listen to the professor. Don't do it. Let us think of an alternative. I'm sorry, Patrick. It is too late. Highmore! Highmore! Enter my body and leave Beatrice alone. Do it, you damn bastard! I'm sorry, my friends. No! Beatrice? No. No! Where is my friend? She sacrificed herself for all of us. We can find her. We can find her, Patrick. We can call out to her and... Sorry, Professor. Beatrice was connected to Highmore. The energy from the machine affected both of them. She is no longer with us. We have lost her, and we have failed her. But I knew we were going too far with this. I warned you and you wouldn't listen. We grew up together. I want her back. It's not possible, Professor. She's gone now. She's gone. I don't want to be without her. What was that? Professor. Sir Arthur. Look. The room is dematerializing. I think the box of revelations is still working. And at full power. Look! What are those creatures? They are not ghosts. They're not even human. We must stop that machine, Professor. No. Can't you see? The machine, in conjunction with the Scarlet Stone, is showing us another dimension. The legends about the artifact were true. It can open a portal to other realities. I think Sir Arthur is right, Professor. What? We were unable to control our contact with the afterlife, and you saw the result. Do you think we can control this? Beatrice may be here, Patrick. Maybe we can find her. Beatrice is gone forever, Professor. Unfortunately, we have to accept it. Where have they gone? Well, this took a turn. Incredible! We must end this before it's too late. No!
No! Not yet! Beatrice! Can you hear me? Stop it, Professor. Professor Moore.
Schlaung Vulcan Falma. Flagma Hafun free.
What is that thing? What is it saying? I don't know what language it's speaking. I recognize several words. They seem to be perversions of ancient Sumerian. What does it say? Realm of Earth. Invitation.
Thrannakstelnish Thradwa.
Darkness. Entrance. I think it's referring to us having opened a door for this dimension to penetrate ours. That's why the Eternal Wind Order called the artifact the Key of the Stars.
Yung Vulgantan Wakaf Flaktan.
Vulcan Flaktan.
Well, I said none of those words right, but they still worked.
Something is approaching. My gods! It's enormous! That's enough!
I'm pretty sure that was Cthulhu.
What? Everything has returned to normal. Is everyone all right? Yes, I'm all right. Did you see the size of that being? It was colossal. I thought I was going to lose my mind at the sight. That creature wanted to enter our reality, didn't it? Thanks to you, we didn't give it that chance. That is correct. Or at least I think so. I'm not sure. Damn it. What the hell have we done? Our actions have endangered humanity. We have awakened something that no one should know exists. I never thought I'd say these words, but we must abandon all research into the afterlife. Our intention has always been to show that the world beyond lies, or so to show what the world has been to show the world what lies beyond death. But is the world really I can't enunciate anymore. But is the world ready for it?
Oh my god, Jin. That's it. Where's the table? I need to throw it.
A single entity put us in danger and took the life of our dear friend Beatrice. We are the most qualified people to handle this, and I don't even know how we're still alive. Not to mention what lies beyond the afterlife. Other, less cautious researchers who follow our path could cause a catastrophe of epic proportions. I'm with you, Patrick. No one should know what happened here tonight. That plane of existence cannot reappear without the Scarlet Stone. Let's destroy it. That doesn't matter now. Those abominations have found a way. They know how to access our reality. The professor is right, Sir Arthur. They will do it through the afterlife. We were the beacon that guided them here. The most sensible thing to do, as you say, is to forget about this whole matter. I will tell my order that the experiment was unsuccessful. Crowley will be disappointed. But this information in the hands of that madman would be very dangerous. Yes, it would be for the best. So, this is the end of our careers. I'm afraid so. We have satisfied our curiosity and paid a high price. But we cannot share these results with anyone. We will safeguard them until our deaths. Will you miss investigating these phenomena, Professor? No. The only thing I will miss is the company of my dear friend Beatrice.
I know, it was Alistair Crowley. Probably would have done some bad shit with it, though. I can't do a French accent. I'm horrible at all accents.
Ah, there you are. Dr. Williams. I was looking for you, Professor Moore. I wanted to discuss the matter of the letter of resignation from the Department of Metaphysic Research that both Professor Ward and you signed. Firstly, I must express my surprise that it was you who decided to resign. I know it was very harsh with you when I told you that you had 72 hours. It doesn't matter. You did the right thing. Yes, allow me a question. What made you change your mind? Both of you were very convinced that there is no afterlife, nor are there ghosts. There is no evidence of them, and there never will be. We were simply mistaken. There is nothing waiting for us when we die. Except heaven. Yes, except heaven, I suppose. I'm glad to hear that. And I am even more pleased that your judgment now corresponds with that of this institution. You are an excellent professor. I am glad that you have rid yourself of those fantasies. By the way, I appreciate that you didn't file a complaint against Dean Carter and kept silent about such an unpleasant matter. A university like this cannot afford such a scandal. Have a good day, Professor Moore. Thank you, Rector Williams. What? What the? Beatrice?
Well, sorry, Jin. He came in at the exact end. And we finished. It only took 3 hours, but we did it.